Sagittarius, hello and welcome to your July reading. This is for anybody that has their sun, moon, rising, midheaven, potentially their Venus in the sign of Sagittarius. Nonetheless, if you have just found yourself on this video or you are cross-watching for somebody that you are interested in, I am sure there is a message in here for you and I hope that it does find you well. Before we get started, I do want to note that there have been a few changes, one of them being the name change of this channel. Hopefully it doesn't catch anybody by surprise. This is going to be the last change I do as far as the branding of the name of my channel. But other than that, the format is still the same as far as the way that I read the cards, but I am still pre-shuffling and pulling the cards before I turn the camera on, just due to the time frame that I have to work with, and it takes me a lot longer to just like intuitively pull things sometimes with these cards, so I don't want it to eat away at my time by shuffling during the video. And since nobody has given me any constructive criticism or just told me whether or not they like it or not, I'm going to stick with it. Regardless of all of that, it's neither here nor there. It doesn't really matter. As far as you guys are concerned, let's go ahead and get into your July reading and what came up for you, which was the 10 of Cups, I almost said 10 of Pentacles, followed by the Judgment card and the Page of Pentacles. Obstacles you may come into if you haven't already, the 5 of Pentacles, followed by the Devil card and the 5 of Cups. End of July, ways to overcome these energies, you have the 10 of Wands, followed by the 7 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Cups with the Emperor card. A lot of downloads I'm receiving. I'm hearing redemption's on your mind when you think about me. You know, this can be you, this can be this person, I don't know. Listen to that song, it's off of Drake's. Why is my dog going crazy? Sorry about that, you guys. If he continues barking, it just is what it is, but I'm hearing that song, so it's off of Drake's Views album. Listen to that song, it's called Redemption. That came up, but I'm also getting a sense that something is eating away at you guys, especially with this obstacles row. Is there somebody that you want to be with that you can't necessarily be with right now for whatever reason that may be it they're more focused on themselves and repairing themselves as a person, if they're more focused on their career, or just anything that is more materially based, or if they are in a relationship with somebody else, right? What is this about? Because the 10 of Cups does talk about union. This Judgment card is redemption, so something can be coming back around the mountain in regards to a relationship that wasn't working in the past, but maybe you guys have been putting in the work and you feel like now is a better time and you're wanting to reach out. Some of you Sagittarians, you may have to put a relationship to rest and cut your losses. The 10 of Cups can also talk about, just with the 10 itself, a completion of a relationship. I'm hearing no longer compatible. You may no longer be compatible with this person. For the time spent, nothing was reaped out of that relationship. Nothing positive came out of it. So that may be, especially with this 5 of Pentacles, what is troubling you at this time. It's not something that you necessarily wanted to do, right? You didn't want it to have to come to this if you are going through a separation or considering, because the Page of Pentacles can also be a card of consideration. You're considering walking away from this relationship. And there might be a sense of shame there, especially if you are a prideful Sagittarian. You don't like to give up, or you don't like to quit on people. You don't like to be viewed as a quitter. There could be some shame there. You can be leaving a relationship because you find out that your partner has been scandalous, or you may have been scandalous, right? Having sex with other people, pushing the boundaries of a monogamous relationship, really crossing the line in that relationship. So even if it wasn't you having sex with this person, if you were sharing pictures of yourselves, right, in a vulnerable state, because the devil card and Pan in the devil card talks about like our natural selves, natural bodies, right, which we were all born naked. So this can be you sharing over the internet or just text message inappropriate pictures, and your partner finds them. I just feel like there was a loss of integrity in this row of obstacles as it pertains to a relationship. Or you're walking away from a relationship before somebody finds this out, and that's what's eating away at you, because you know they won't stay in the relationship with you. So you could be a keeper of secrets here with this Page of Pentacles card. What is this? I feel like somebody is walking away, and it can be somebody that has fire in their chart, right? Strong placements, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, with this Emperor card here. More so in Aries, or somebody that has a lot of Aries in their natal chart, or just may energetically act like an Aries, because I don't like to attribute these cards to specific signs. So yeah, somebody's deciding to walk away once they gain knowledge about what's been going on. And it may be because you just decided to leave them in the dark, right? They don't feel like they were given the proper amount of respect in the relationship. They weren't valued. Maybe you weren't valued in the relationship. I feel like this is works that have gone unnoticed or unappreciated. So you would fare well with just cutting the ties. And it doesn't even have to be like third party situation or anything like as far as the pictures that I was talking about that were found out online. It can just be you really figuring out who your partner is. Like the veil has been lifted pretty much. So who you thought you were with is not necessarily who you were with. They could have been putting on like a mask, a facade, and just character-wise, they don't do what they used to do, right? Or they just lied about the type of person that they were, and they never were that type of person. Again, as it resonates for you. But this is a realization of a fact. This is emotional upset, disappointments. This can be a card of embarrassment. So just tie that back into what I was saying earlier. I'm hearing enough is enough. You know when you've had enough. If this is pertaining to a job that you thought would bring you fulfillment, that you really thought was something that you were supposed to be doing. You thought it was like a God-given talent of yours. You may be cutting ties with that job or that career and undertaking a new hobby or something that is more closely related to you and your actual passion and your actual skill sets. It's also understanding that you can be incredibly good at something and that not be your purpose. So sit with that. It might hurt you a little bit, especially on an egoic sense with this devil card too, to walk away from this job to do what you need to do for yourself and potentially your family if you're caring for anybody else. But I mean, what is the alternative? Staying in something that makes you unhappy? Staying in something where you feel like you always have to look over your shoulder, where you put in a lot of work and other people take the credit for it? I can sense that with this Five of Pentacles card. I feel like you feel held back in a sense with this Devil card. You're not able to really flourish as a person. They keep giving you false promises like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you a bonus for this, for your idea, for sharing the idea, but you never get it. Oh, I'm gonna write you in so you can be acknowledged for the Nobel Peace Prize, or any type of acknowledgement or reward in that sense at a banquet, however this resonates for you, whatever you do career-wise, but it's all a lie. They're just trying to keep you there to suck you dry of all of your bright ideas, kind of like eating off of the back of your labor. I get a sense of that. You should cut ties, because that's not fair to you. And at first that might feel difficult. I'm getting the sense of difficulty. I'm getting a sense that you don't want to have to start over. But everything moves in cycles, loves. No thing lasts forever. So although it may not be something that you want to do, heed your own personal intuition and knowing what choice you need to make next, because you can stay in this position, right, with this perceived sense of stability that it brings you, because it has you have that reliable paycheck, right? You know you can pay your bills with it, even if you are dissatisfied as a whole with what you're doing at this point. You can choose to stay there, or you can take that risk. And the risk is not guaranteed to be a prosperous one, but it's divinely inspired, especially with this purple. And the purple, as it relates to your energetic chakra centers, is the third eye, your intuition, your higher self that you can tap into. It's trying to tell you something. It's trying to tell you to trust in what it's asking you to let go of. It's telling you to trust it, because the heights that you can soar to in doing so can be far greater, right? A lot of whether or not you become successful or not in taking a risk, especially as it pertains to starting something like your own business, it comes down to your belief in yourself and how much work you're willing to put in to yourself, right? A lot of people drain themselves of their energy giving to other people and allowing them to live out their dreams. But imagine if you just took all of that energy and put that back into yourself, right? And believe that you too can do something and leave your own mark on the world, right? I feel like for a lot of you, that's what you're being called to do. Just follow the breadcrumbs and you will definitely see the successes. You will definitely see what I'm talking about, because I am in that process myself as far as starting my own business and branding and branching out and doing different things. Like, I want to be a household name. I want to leave a legacy. And every day I get certain confirmations as I'm moving forward, as these incremental steps are being built upon for the big glory, right? For the big thing, for this project or my projects to manifest into tangible space. So you just have to keep the faith. Maybe lessen the workload and pick up like a part-time job, or just figure out a way that you can free up your time if you don't necessarily want to quit your job, because then you don't have the finances saved up to start your business. You can still keep your job, but make sure that you are putting yourself as more of a priority, to where it doesn't take so much of your day and isn't physically exhausting for you. So you can put that into your business as you grow it, right? Until you can cut them off and your project can become your primary source of income. So that would be my advice for that. As far as relationships go, leave what no longer serves you, because that empty space gives room for the universe to bring you something that is more in alignment with you. Bring the right people in that are more in alignment with you. And that's for platonic relationships and or romantic ones, right? So consider what I have to say on that. As far as chakras go, though, your sacral chakra, your root chakra is overactive. Sorry, I'm seeing a lot more red. So get that back in balance. But your third eye and your crown chakra are underactive. So do work on that. And at this time, If what I have said has resonated for you, definitely give me the thumbs up. Share this with your friends and family, and do subscribe for more.